Hi, this is Bob Wagner, and my wife April and I will be your host and be walking you through our East Coast Wellness business opportunity. I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to learn more about our business, and we believe you're going to be very, very excited after watching because it's the best business opportunity in America today. We're very excited about what's going on. We're expanding all over the country. And I'm not sure how you found out about us. You may have heard from a friend. You could have heard from a relative. You might have heard us on Sirius XM radio. You could have been in your doctor's office. There's a variety of different ways that you may have come across this business, but we're really excited that you've decided to take the time to learn more about it. East Coast Wellness and Bob and April Wagner, we've been involved in business now for 21 years and have 21 years experience in the wellness and marketing industry. And over the last 21 years, we've become top earners in the company and top producers worldwide. About 15 years ago, we founded the Physicians Health and Diet Program for the company, and we're the marketing arm for Wellness International Network based in Dallas, Texas. But the thing that we're really excited about is what's going on with the industry in general. When we got started 20 years back, they weren't even keeping statistics on the wellness industry. And right now, we're a $1 trillion industry in the United States, slated to be a $3 trillion industry by the year 2020. And during our career, we've helped many of our distributors become $1 million producers. Now, what we're looking for are people that would like to own their own business and help expand throughout the United States. There's opportunities everywhere. That's part of the reason why we've been advertising on Sirius XM radio. And, no matter where you live, no matter what state, what city, or what town, we have an opportunity for you. But it all begins with understanding and knowing what your why is. And what I mean by that is what are you looking for? What do you want? What's missing in your life? There's a lot of different things that go on out there, and I can tell you my why for looking at a new business 20 years ago was I owned a traditional business. I was in the art and picture frame business, and I lost that business to a bankruptcy because I had receivables that didn't come in. I had been in business 13 years. I had clients I had been doing business with for years. And, for whatever reason, they didn't pay me and it bankrupted my company. So my initial why for getting involved was replacing my salary. But so much more has happened since that decision was made. And I always like to share with folks when I'm talking to them about our business your initial why for making a decision to make a change and start your own business is that first reason. It's generally a need or a want in your life, but that's not the only thing that's going to happen when you do make a decision to start a business. You're going to have the opportunity to travel. There's an opportunity to make money right now, immediate income. There's all kinds of opportunity for advancement. You might be looking to get out of the traditional business and get into a more non-traditional business. I didn't know that's what I was looking for, but it really was. I went from 5 locations and 30 employees to, not having any employees and having a multi-million dollar a month business. Maybe you're looking for a new challenge. Maybe you're bored. Maybe the health and wellness industry has really caught your attention. But I'll tell you one thing, everybody is interested in residual income. And that's one of the benefits that we have being in our business. But I think if we were all to be asked the same question, and what is it that we're looking for, freedom will be the one word that comes to mind with all of us. And I know when you hear from April a little bit, she'll be talking to you about that. But isn't that really what we're looking for? Financial freedom, time freedom, freedom to spend time doing the things we want to do, freedom to make our own schedules, freedom to not have to make decisions to give certain things up so we can do other things. I'll tell you, one of the greatest opportunities that was ever presented to us in this business was just that, allowing us to control our own schedule, be mom and dads, be brothers and sisters, do the things that we want to do at the same time building a multi-million dollar business. And we've had the freedom to do that over the past 20 years. Now, what's really important is getting folks to understand and recognize the new reality of what is going on now in this country. And you take today's 25-year-old, and I'm going to be talking in general because obviously there's exceptions to every rule, but a lot of today's 25-year-olds that are graduating from college are really burdened with a lot of debt and in many cases can't find a job. They're being forced to move back in with their parents. And if they are working, they're generally underemployed and doing something. Maybe if it is full time, they're fortunate, but a lot of times it's part time and doing something that is different than what they went to school for. So, that wasn't the case back when we were growing up in that age. We were working in the business that we wanted to be working in. A lot of things have changed over the years. When you look at today's 45-year-olds, there's a lot of debt in their lives. They're very debt squeezed. In many cases, they're providing for their children, they're providing for their parents, in a lot of cases, their grandparents. By 45 years of age, they've been out of college 20 years or so. They're very disillusioned with the corporate world. Well, I understand that. When we were going to school, and I never went to college, but, out of high school, a lot of friends did go to college. And, you had an opportunity back then to spend, get started in a beginning, what I call an entry level position and work your way up through the ranks in the corporate world. And you could spend 20, 25, 30 years with one company and get that golden parachute and retire comfortably, and go enjoy the rest of your life. But what's going on with today's 65-year-olds? They're not able to retire the way 65-year-olds once were able to retire. Their needs outweigh their savings. They're living longer, but the money isn't there to support living longer. And they're also really burdened with rising healthcare costs. There's a lot of expense and a lot of out of pocket money that comes with the healthcare now. And, as folks live longer, you need more money and, it all ties together. And I'm sure many people that are 65 years old that are still working. They're doing whatever they can do in different places. Sometimes it's McDonald's, sometimes it's Walmart. So a lot of different jobs out there that senior citizens are now working because they're unable to retire. But here's the important question. What do the wealthy people all have in common? What do they do? That's about 1% or so, And what is it that the wealthy folks do? Well, they do the three uns. They're always doing things that are uncomfortable, they're doing things that are unnatural, and they're doing things that are unbelievable. And when you do that, you go out and you identify problems and find problems, and you start looking for the problems that you can find solutions to. And in this business, and I don't care what business it's in, I don't care what industry you're in, the money is made by people that identify problems and offer solutions to the problems or come up with or develop, solutions. And what our solution is to all the things that we've been talking about is taking entrepreneurship, merging it with the health and wellness industry. And when you put the two together, what you get is Wellness International Network. And, we are a marketing arm for Wellness International. We've been with the company for 20 years. We are currently the top earners in the company. But what we're really looking for is the opportunity to work with new folks who are looking to get involved in business, own their own company, and we're looking to expand all over the United States. And it's very, very exciting to know that that opportunity exists. Now, you may say, well, why win? What's so special about Wellness International? Well, there's four things. It's the high quality products that we represent and the products that we offer. And April's going to go through those products with you in a couple minutes, but they're high quality products that really do offer solutions to today's problems. And when you see the size of the industries that each one of the products represents, you'll get excited too. You got to have a program that's duplicatable, that's easy, that can be done by people that either have business experience or don't have any business experience. We got a program that's simple, it's easy, it's fun, it's duplicatable, and really, you don't need any prior experience to be successful. It's a very simple 5 step program that I'll go over with you in a little bit. The pay plan. I'll tell you, that was what got me most excited when I first looked at getting involved. And the pay plan's important because there's got to be different components to it. You have to be able to make money right away. Most people looking at starting their own business or that are open to looking at doing something different generally are financially motivated. And that could be a need or that could be a want, but there really needs to be money that can be made right away. And our pay plan offers that. We have the ability to earn money when we market the products. We have the ability to earn money when we develop other distributorships. And we have the ability to earn residual income for the rest of our lives by developing a long term business relationship with those distributors. So, a great pay plan. I know April and I made $110,000 our first year involved in the business, and we've made millions since starting the business going back 20 years. The people are very, very exciting. You know, I know when I was in my other business, a lot of the jobs that I had available, based on the industry I was in, and I was up in New York doing manufacturing. A lot of it was minimum wage work. And I worked with people that could afford to work for what I could pay. What I love about this business is you get the opportunity to work with the people you want to work with. You get to choose, and that's really important because it I feel it keeps the business exciting, it keeps it fresh, and if you're working with people that are like-minded, that want to do the same things for their family that you want to do for yours, it makes it a lot easier to build a business together. Now, the highest quality people that I've ever met in my life are Ralph and Kathy Oates, and they're the owners of the company. They're the founders of the company, and it was actually Ralph Oates is really the reason why I'm involved in the business because I was on a telephone call with him, a conference call back 21 years ago, and he asked me two questions that were very, very important. One of them was what it was that I needed, and the second question was, what is it that I wanted? And the need was to replace my salary so I could continue to pay the mortgage and car payment and, pay my bills at home. But the second question, what was it that I wanted? Man, I think that was probably the first time anyone ever asked me that question. And I wanted to earn seven-figure income. And I told him that. And he said if we gave him 5 years that he could teach us how to do that, that he had helped hundreds of other people do the same thing. And all it was going to take was to put together a 5 year business plan, and he could help us do it too. Now, besides the money side of things, there's a lot of other things that go with this business. And, most of the time, people that are looking to start a business, they're looking to do it for financial reasons. But remember, I said when you make a decision to start a business for whatever your why is, a lot of other things happen also. And I know a lot of us have things that are near and dear to our heart. You may be involved with charities, you may be involved with sports, you may be involved with helping less fortunate, you may be involved with church. There's all kinds of different things. And Win has allowed us to pursue all of those things. Why we build our business, why we take care of the financial needs that we may have. We've also, and I can talk personally about April and I, we've had the opportunity to visit probably 25 or 30 different countries. We've had the opportunity to go on mission trips. We've had all kinds of different opportunity, including just going to our boys' baseball games and, watching them play when a lot of other parents, are forced to go to work. So there's just a lot of other benefits that come with time freedom, besides the financial freedom when you make a decision to start your own business. Now, what I want to do is turn the next part of the meeting over to April Wagner, who is my wife and business partner, and she's going to walk you through, share a little bit of her story and walk you through the next part of the presentation. And I'll be back to talk about the money part in a little bit. So hold on a second. Here's April.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this webinar. I am going to talk to you about the products. And I know when I first saw the company and heard about the company, two of the products in particular that we had early on, weight loss and energy, were real exciting to me. We had just had our second child, so obviously weight loss was very dear. And being a full-time working mother, energy was another big need in my life at that point. So the products caught my attention, but what's happened after Bobby was working the business for a while and I was helping him, I found that time freedom, and Bobby spoke a little bit about that earlier, but time freedom was huge to me because, I was in the construction industry and that's a pretty traditional business and we had some pretty traditional hours. And, I was fortunate. We did have a nanny in the house, but, I had to go to work certain hours and my hours were dictated by the owner of the company. And as my kids got a little bit older, I would have missed out on, just nap times and, story times initially when they were real young. And then you get into field trips when they're in middle school and high school. All three boys, we have three now, have played baseball at high levels. So a lot of baseball games I would have missed. So that time freedom, just being able to choose, who I wanted to work with, when I wanted to work and where I wanted to work was just huge to me. And still to this day, I believe it's allowed me to be, a great mom, a great wife, a great daughter, and also a great sister. So, it's allowed me a lot of options that I believe that had I still been in construction all these years, I definitely wouldn't have. But you know what's real exciting? Our products truly are just cutting edge. We have a lot of world class athletes that are using our products. And when you think about it, they're paying for our products and they could pay and use just about anything they want out there, probably given a lot of free products. But they choose to use our products, one, because of the results they get, the cutting edge results, but two, our products are NSF certified, which means if you happen to be that professional athlete, that Olympic athlete that's being, well, if you're a professional athlete, you're earning millions of dollars and you've got that contract, you have to be very careful that you don't use any products that might have any steroids or doping in them. So our products are NSF certified to prove that there is no steroids or doping, and each batch has a number that you can find on the website as well. Also, our products in the Netherlands for the Olympic Committee over there is whitelisted. And again, just means that if you're an Olympic person over in Holland, you can use our products without, again, that fear of any steroids, doping, or anything that shouldn't be in the product, just getting all those great benefits that you can get from the products. But this says, Bobby had spoke earlier, we've worked with physicians pretty closely for the last 15 years, got quite a few of them in the company, which, obviously means we have great products. But, physicians typically have made a lot of money and continue to make more money than most people, and they're choosing this as another vehicle to add to their income. But the physicians are using the products personally. They're using them with their families and certainly with their patients, and just getting such great results. But as I spoke about, I was really interested in energy early on. Again, being that full time working mom, so energy was really important to me. We have a product here, Winergy, which comes in citrus and pomegranate flavor. It's just chock full of a lot of vitamin B's and C's. It's got choline in it for mental concentration, which is important. And the sweetener in it is xylitol, which is the preferred sweetener for dentists and also diabetics. So a great energy drink, 4 or 5 hours, nice sustained energy. You just pour the packet to a bottle of water. You've got great concentration. And anytime you think of energy and you think of concentration for sports, it's huge. For bookwork, it's huge. And even just getting up and going to work in the morning and being focused throughout the day is very important. So we've got a great energy drink. And when you think about the size of that market, it is a $1 trillion market, huge market. That, again, if we can just get a small percentage of that, we can do really well. Now, what about weight loss? I mean, all you have to do is look around. A lot of people wanting to lose weight. Statistics say 70% of people need to lose weight at this point, and we've got a great weight loss line here. Whether it's the Bioline or the Bioline Free, you're going to find that we've got two products that are going to help with you as far as burning white fat, building lean tissue and muscle, helping control your appetite. We've got products in that line there that are also going to help with sugar cravings and carb cravings. I know those are things that easily derail people from a good diet. We've got a great protein drink that actually tastes really good. And then we've got another product that's going to help with the foods that we ingest. So I always say, Biolene works on the stored fat we have on our body, and Lipotrim works on those things we're ingesting. But, we cover all the bases, whether it's appetite, fat loss, carb cravings. We've got benefits here that you can kind of just pick the package that you need for the weakness that you have so that you can lose the weight that you want to lose. Now that's a $276 billion market. And again, common sense just tells you, just look at your family, your friends, how many people are needing and just even wanting to lose more weight these days. I think this is pretty cool. It's an example of a few of the people that have lost weight with our products. But Ryan lost 160 pounds, and that is huge. But he was put on the products by his mom, who happens to be a physician. And as a mom, personally, you don't ever put your kids on anything that you don't believe is absolutely safe and effective. So again, just some testimonies of people that have gotten some great results, and there are many, many more. But what about fitness? I always notice that, the younger generation, particularly my boys' age, they make a point of going to the gym, getting out, doing some kind of exercise, whether they're going for a run or playing a sport every day. But, sometimes when you get older, that's a little bit harder. And certainly after you've worked a long day, you're kind of tired in the evening. So, the Winergy, whether it be the citrus or the pomegranate flavor, will give you some extra energy to make sure you get out to the gym or go for a run. The Shooter Endure there is an endurance product. And again, something a lot of professional athletes will use, but if you're that runner or just going to the gym, or I love it for tennis, can't imagine, playing a third set, and I consider it my edge, just using the Shooter Endure, which will just give me that extra energy that I need to get through that third set. It helps with lactic acid buildup, which is the reason you're so sore that next day. So a lot of times people don't go back if they've been with a trainer or done a different sport or just use some different exercises or muscles. They find that they're a lot more sore that next day, and that'll actually help with that. It helps with oxygen uptake. A lot of uses for that product. And then there's our Win Omega-3 in the middle, 88% pure, which is the purest omega-3 on the market at this point. And again, if you're just going back into working out, it'll help again with joint recovery and just overall health there. So, that's our fitness line. But when you think about how large the fitness line is at this point, the industry is about $390 billion at this point. So again, and that is one I truly believe is growing, because if you're not moving, you're done. So you got to keep moving, and these products, whether you're very young or older, will help you with that. Age defying. I think that's got to be dear to everyone these days. And for a number of reasons, people are working longer than ever before. They need to look younger. It's a very competitive job market out there. Actually heard on the news today that, we were living to about men 75 years of age and women 78 years of age. And the big but here was, the quality of life as we got closer to those years is not there, and it's because of how we've taken care of ourselves to date. So we've got a line here that'll help you with that. Again, I said the Win Omega-3 is 88% pure. Can't say enough for that, for heart health, for mental health, for just arthritis. You can go on and on with the results that you can get using a good quality omega-3 without any of the contaminants, the mercury, the PCB. So good quality product there. Vitamin D. You hear the studies out there, how many people are vitamin D deficient these days, and the fact that being deficient in vitamin D leads to heart disease and cancer and all these other tricky diseases out there. So, what an easy way to supplement, and what a great product to be able to supplement with to get your vitamin D levels up to where they need to be. Phytovite is a strong antioxidant, has all the essential minerals and vitamins that you need to take on a daily basis, has anywhere between 12 to 14 servings of fruits and vegetables. But, I always tell the girls it's great for making your hair and your nails grow. And they get real excited about that. But, as we get older, people have issues with sleep as well. We've got a strong sleep product here that'll allow you to get into that fifth stage of sleep. It doesn't make you sleep, it allows you to sleep, and therefore you usually wake up in the morning before the alarm clock with a lot of energy and not hungover the way you might be with some of the traditional sleeping prescriptions that are out there. Our WIN-T Plus is a testosterone supplement. And again, when we look at the levels of testosterone for both men and women, they're a lot lower than they were years ago. And that directly affects, our muscle growth. It affects the amount of energy we have, and it affects our sex life. So, everyone should be supplementing with WIN-T Plus. And then CoQ10 again. We don't realize is as we get older, our absorption rate of CoQ10 is a lot less. And the less we're able to absorb means, sometimes we don't have the clarity of mind. And that's kind of like the energy in every cell, every spark plug. So you'll find that you'll have a lot more energy, particularly if you're over the age of 40. And certainly if you're on any kind of a statin, you want to be using our WIN CoQ10. And lastly, DHEA. DHEA has been a mainstream in the anti-aging arena. I can tell you that the closer you get to death, the less you have. Age 21, we peak, and from there it's kind of downhill. So this is an easy way to get back to close to that age of 21 where you've got extra energy, you've got that mental clarity, your sex life is better, and your love handles are disappearing. So, that's our DHEA. But again, when you look at the size of this market, $679 billion, just a huge market out there, people wanting these products on a daily basis. When you think about global wellness, again, the total is $2.3 trillion. A trillion of that is here in the United States. And as we spoke about, Bobby and I just witnessed the last 4 or 5 years of the industry doubling. And of course, our income doubled. And we're just getting ready to kind of just duplicate ourselves because we know in the next 7, 8 years, it's going to triple. And we're real excited about where that's going. And, again, just looking for some people that we can work with and that we can help just kind of like duplicate ourselves. So with that, what I'm going to do is turn this back over to Bobby, and he's going to really tell you how you can take control of your life just the same way we did, me with time freedom, him with replacing his income. And it's amazing how many more things you can find as you get comfortable with our company that'll help you with your life as well. So if you'll just hold on for 1 second, thanks.
Hi, everybody. And isn't that really what it's about is taking control? So many of us, are in situations where we feel like we just don't have any control and, taking control is not an option. Well, I got news for you. We all have the ability to take control of our situation. And, if you look at the globe that's in front of us, this really is a world of opportunity with Wellness International, and it begins with giving you the opportunity to own your own business. And, about 85% of the people surveyed in the USA Today article said they would like to own their own business. And the fact of the matter is only about 10% of the people that do. And the reason for that is they don't have enough, startup money, enough capital to get started, and they don't know what to do or they don't know how to be self employed. And what's great is this is a business where you don't need a lot of money to get started. If you've done well for yourself and you have money to invest, there's some options available to you, but it doesn't take a lot to get started. And there's people who have built it before you that are going to share their success with you and help you along your journey. And a key component of that is immediate income, being able to generate money right away. And as I said, I needed to replace a $100,000 salary, and we made 110,000 in our first year. But that immediate income was really, really important because, there were bills that needed to be paid. The mortgage needed to be paid, the car payments, the food bill. I mean, there were things that we had to do, not to mention we wanted to reinvest in our business so that we could continue to, invest in it and build it and develop it. There's performance bonuses. There's so many careers out there, so many jobs and things where you just kind of maxed out or capped out or you hit a ceiling. And that'll never happen here. There's no amount of money the company's not willing to pay based on production. And the performance bonuses are built in. And I'll tell you, April and I have taken advantage of those bonuses for 20 years, and they've continued to motivate us to keep building our business. there's a lot of recognition involved in a business like this. And again, there's a lot of businesses, jobs, careers where you feel, I don't know, like you haven't been recognized for what you've done. You haven't gotten credit for what you've done. And, in a lot of surveys where people ask what's more important, recognition or money, a lot of people choose recognition. And I'll tell you, in a business like this, boy, oh boy, I mean, the company is second to none in recognizing the success of its distributors. Now, I don't know about you, but I wasn't giving a lot of thought to advancement or advancement opportunity when I first got started. But it wasn't but a few months in the business, and I realized that there was all kinds of opportunity there to advance. And we just kept going from level to level, from earning position to earning position, all the way to the top of the program. And what I loved about it is the company always dangled another carrot to keep you going. And there's no limit to how far we can advance. There's no limit to how much money we can earn. And there's no restrictions with geography. We can work anywhere we want in the United States, anywhere we want around the world. And, there's no borders. So it's very exciting. But I'll tell you, the two things that hopefully you're giving some thought to these days, number one is taking care of your future and your family's future. I don't know about you, but when I look at the future and look at the things I can trust and things I can rely on, I'm not so comfortable with the government making decisions. I'm not so comfortable with Social Security being there down the road or healthcare being there down the road. I really want to take control of that myself, for my own family. And residual income gives you the opportunity to do that. We could build our business today and for the next year and 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and earn that immediate income along the way. Why we're developing a residual income? And that residual income can pay us for a lifetime. It could take us into retirement. We could leave it to our loved ones when we pass on. It's royalties, and it passes on from generation to generation. And I'll tell you a quick story on residual income before I go through our 5 step program. We're from New York. We grew up in New York, and we currently live in just outside Orlando. But we were in New York when 9/11 happened, and I'm sure everyone remembers how tragic that was. And we decided we were going to take a break for a little while from business, and we had a house on the beach, and we were just going to go live there and take a month or two to let the batteries recharge, and then get back to business. Well, we ended up retiring for almost 3 years. And we were able to do that because of the residual income that we had. And we didn't have to worry about money coming in. It was coming in every month, regardless whether we were working or not. And it was a very comfortable, nice feeling to know. And then boredom set in. We moved to Florida and continued our journey with building the business and started adding to the income that we already had. But I'll tell you, it's all about the 5 step program. When I first met Ralph Oates 21 years ago, he said something that sounded really strange to me. He said, I said, well, how do I do this? I've been in manufacturing and now I'm getting into nutrition, wellness, and marketing. How do I do this? I don't have any experience. He said, you already know how to do this. You just don't know that you know. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, look, it's a very simple 5 step program that begins with using the products. Can you use the products? I said, of course I can use the products. Well, step one is use the products. And we all need to use the products for the health benefits. And we all need to use the products so we understand what they do. Okay. And not because we went back to school to be nutritional geniuses or, know how to pronounce the ingredients on the side of the box. We use the products so that we can speak from our heart and understand what the products do from personal experience. And then that allows us to share the results with other people, but share the results with passion, with conviction, with authority. There's nothing quite like you sharing something with somebody that you like. We do it all the time. Matter of fact, we do it with restaurants, we do it with movies, we do it when we go on vacation. We're always sharing the benefits of what we like. Well, when you use the products and you like the way you feel and you like the results you get, you share that with other people, and that creates a desire in other people to want the same experience. And what we do is we don't share our knowledge on ingredients. What we do is we give them samples and we let them try it. We give them a week or two supply. Give them enough to feel good. Give them enough to get results. But I'll tell you, giving samples, that's our cost of doing business. That is how we do business. We don't have employees, we don't have overhead, we don't have a lot of things. But sampling is a key component to this business. And you give samples to the people that you've created a desire to get the same results that you've gotten. And I'll tell you, giving samples is the most politically correct, the most socially acceptable way of doing business. It gets the sales out of the equation. Nobody wants to be a salesperson, but everybody loves to give. And, if you don't think sampling works, just go to your mailbox and see how much free stuff comes. Check your Sunday paper, see how much free stuff comes. Go to Sam's Club down by the food and see how many samples they give out so that you buy a 10 or a 20-pound bag of meatballs. You weren't even planning on it. Go to the mall and go to the food court and see if sampling works. They sample you on the cookies, the ice cream, the chicken from the Chinese place. I mean, on and on and on. Sampling is the way to go. It made the pharmaceutical industry the largest industry in the world, and it'll make the nutritional industry just as big. Now, what's great is when the samples run out and people are getting results, they want to know how to get more. And they have two options. They can buy retail from us, from our website, or they can become a member and join us and buy wholesale. I mean, it's totally up to them. But the trend in this country now is to buy wholesale. That's what people are looking to do. But we're going through this 5-step program. I'm going through it because I want to get to step 5. And what I'm going to take the last few minutes to talk to you about in this presentation is about the opportunity to earn money, because that's why I got involved. I got involved because I had lost an income and I needed to replace my income. And I want to talk about the opportunity for you to own your own business. And I don't care if it's spare time, part time, full time, or if you want to help us go all over the world with it. But all those opportunities exist with our company. Now it starts here. Okay, this is your future, and you need to sign a distributor application. We call it an associate agreement, and that's $229. And what that does is it gets you your products at a discount. The discount start at 10%. It gets you your own customized, personalized website for retail sales. So you can send people to a website, you can customize it, you can make it look like it's medical, you can make it look like sports, you can make it look like business, whatever you want to do with it. There's a lot of customization that comes with it. Okay, you get training. You get to attend one of our colleges for free just by signing up and becoming a member. And our trainings are always in Dallas, Texas. So you definitely are going to get the training and support that you need once you sign up. Okay, you're going to get product samplers. You're going to get 7 5-day samplers that include our Bioline product and our Winergy product. How funny is that? Weight loss and energy. April was talking to you about that earlier. The two things that people want most come in our sample pack. You're going to get your own credit card processing. The website the company provides you with is also a merchant account, and it processes credit cards, so you don't have to have the headache of doing that. I know that's gotten a lot easier these days with the Square and a lot of different things that are available with our phones and iPads and stuff. But the company pays for that and absorbs the percentages that it costs to have a merchant account. So I use theirs whenever I can, and you get back office support. Besides that retail website, you're going to get access on the web to our back office, which allows you to run and manage and do your own business with an ID number and a password to log in. And you can watch your business 24 hours a day, all the marketing material, all the audios, all the visuals, all the presentations, your genealogy, everything that you want to look at is available through the back office support program that we have. Now, once you've signed up and become an associate with the company and you're buying wholesale, what you want to do is work towards getting yourself positioned in the business. Now, you have a choice of starting at any level you want, and that could be a manager, an executive, a director, or a regent. You have the opportunity to work your way up by accumulating, product purchases, product sales, or getting other people started to start their own business. But A manager is someone who's done $5,000 worth of business. An executive, someone who's done 20,000. A director is someone who's done 30,000, and a regent is someone who's done 40,000. So on the immediate income side, that's going to allow you to make 25%, 30, 35, or 40% profit on any product sales that come from your website. On the product that you're using yourself, you're going to be using it at a 25, 30, 35, or 40% profit. I'm sorry, discount on the product. So now, besides that, on the immediate income, when you go out and do the 5 step program and you sponsor a new person who becomes a manager and they've done $5,000 worth of business, you're going to get a one-time bonus from the company. And that bonus could be 450, it could be 700, 950, or $1,200. And it's going to be based on whatever level you're at in the business. So we always want people to become regents as quickly as possible, because at the regent level, you'd make $1,200 for developing that person into a $5,000 manager instead of 450. Now, when you develop a new distributorship into a $40,000 business and they become a regent, you can earn anywhere from 450 to 1,400 to 2,900 to almost $5,000. So the immediate income comes from the product sales on the website. It comes from developing people into managers. It comes from developing people into regents, but it could be anywhere from 450 to almost $5,000. Now, those were the monies that April and I were earning our first year in the business when we made the 110,000. We had to get people started owning their own business first so that we could develop them into the long-term businesses that would pay residual income. And the residual income works like this. Whenever you go out and do business and whenever you help somebody get started in the business, not only do you make the immediate income, but 6 other people get paid residual income. So, an example, when you did $5,000 in business and helped that person become a manager, you got 450 to $1,200, but 6 other people got anywhere from 2 to 4 to 10%. So that's anywhere from 100 to 200 to $500 on the same transaction. As a matter of fact, on the $40,000, okay, when you made your 450 to $4,900 in immediate income, 6 other people made anywhere from 800 to 1,600 to $4,000 on that $40,000 transaction. And here's what's great about that. These are your business partners. These people have a financial interest in you becoming successful in the business. And what happens is, in the beginning, you're getting the immediate income, but as you develop people into the business and start building a business, you start earning the residual income. And it looks like this. You got to have a 5-year business plan. And I had mentioned this earlier. When you develop 5 businesses or 5 people or 5 distributorships that do $5,000 a month worth of business, you would have a business doing $25,000 a month. So that's about $300,000 a year. On a monthly basis, in residual income, you'd make anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to $2,500. On an annual basis or a yearly basis, you'd earn anywhere from $6,000 to $12,000 to $30,000. So, it wouldn't, 6,000 to 30,000 wouldn't be bad for somebody that, was stuck at home and wanted to do something from home on a spare time basis. Maybe why the spouse went to work full time, the kids were in school, but look, that's just 5 people doing 5,000. What if we helped those 5 people do 5,000 and we had 25 people doing 5,000? We helped the 5 get 5 of their own. You'd have a business doing $125,000 a month in business, 1.5 million a year. You'd earn anywhere from 2,500 to 5,000 to $12,500 per month. Yearly, anywhere from 30,000 to 60,000 to 150,000. That's 25 people doing 5,000 worth of business. Well, 30 to 150,000 gets a lot more people's attention. But what if we help those 25 people get 5 of their own? And now we had 125 distributorships doing $5,000 in business. We're doing 625,000 a month, almost $8 million, 7 or 8 million a year. On the residual income, we're looking at 12.5 to 25,000 to 62,000 a month, whether it's 2, 4, or 10%. We're looking at 150,000 to 300,000 to 750,000 a year. Okay, that's just 125 distributorships anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world doing $5,000 worth of business. You know, you take it down another level and you help those 125 get five, and you got a total of 625 distributorships doing 5,000 in business. Do you realize you're doing over $3 million a month in business, over $40 million a year in business? On a monthly basis, your earnings are anywhere from 62,000 to 125,000 to 312,000 a month. On a yearly basis, 750 to a million and a half to 3.7 million a year. Okay. So see, the numbers apply to everybody. It doesn't matter what you do, what your background is, what you're accustomed to living on, what your goals are. We're looking at a business where you can earn anywhere from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands to multiple millions in business. Now, if we were to combine it all, the 5, the 25, the 125, the 625, we'd have 780 distributors doing 5,000 in business. It'd be almost 4 million a month, almost 50 million a year. Do you realize the income on that would be anywhere from 78,000 to 156,000 to 390,000 per month? On a yearly basis, anywhere from 936,000 to 1.8 million to 4.6 million a year. Now, I think you'll agree with me. A million to 2 million to 5 million a year. You know what? That's a lot of money. But I also showed you, five getting five getting five. And I think we're all smart enough to know it may not work perfectly like that, even though it could. Numbers don't lie. 780 times five is 3.9 million. And at 2, 4, and 10%, those numbers are accurate to the dollar. Okay. But let's look at it this way. What if we had 780 distributors and it was 900 to 1.8 to 4.6 million. But what if we just kind of slice that in half and only 50% of that happened? And we only had 390 people doing 5,000. And we only made 460,000 to 900,000 to 2.3 million a year. How bad would that be? Okay, if just half of it happened. What if we cut it in half again and only 195 people did 5,000 in business, and we earned about a quarter of a million to almost a half a million to 1.1 million a year? How bad would that be? 230,000 to 1.1 million a year, that's just 195 people. What if we took just 10% of the whole thing? Only 78 people, 78 distributorships doing 5,000 in business. Do you realize the least you could ever make is almost 93,000, almost 100,000 a year? 187,000 at 4%, almost a half a million at 10%. By the way, the percentages that I'm using, the 2, 4, and 10, those are low percentages. We have residual income percentages that go up close to 20%. So, I've used this as an example of a 5-year business plan. But these numbers are on the low end. But can you imagine just 10% of our business plan happening, and we can make 100,000 to 200,000 to half a million a year? Like I said, no matter what your background is, no matter what it's been, we got a place and a number and a plan for everybody. But here's what we got to get people thinking about. And I hear Ralph Oates, the founder of the company, say this all the time. We need to get people thinking about what they can have, not what they can't have. I know it sounds too good to be true, but like I said, the numbers don't lie. Okay. And when you start looking at only 20% or only 10% of something happening, come on, that's very, very realistic. So make today your someday. We've always said many, many times in our life, someday I'm going to do this, someday I'm going to do that, someday this, someday that. We've said it many, many times. Make today your someday. The time is now. Start your business. Let's put a plan together. Work with successful people. Work with people that are willing to invest their time, their knowledge, their experience into you so you can have the same results or better results than they've had. And what I want to recommend you do is first call the person back that shared this information with you in the first place and tell them you want to get started. Okay, that's the first thing you should do. The second thing is to get to one of our seminars as soon as possible, preferably Dallas, Texas. Why Dallas? Our world headquarters is there, the owners are there, the management is there, and all the leadership from around the world will be there. And it's a 2 day conference, it's a Friday and Saturday. So that would be the very first choice. Second, come to where we are in Orlando, Florida. That would be a 1 day conference, or come up to Bethesda, Maryland, where we are, and that would be a 1 day conference. Call us today and we'll give you the upcoming dates for the seminars that are already scheduled. But this is where you'll learn the different ways to build your business. This is where you'll learn to use all the tools, plug into all the conference calls, webinars, everything we have. And always remember, you're not in business by yourself. We're a team. And if you fail, we fail. But if you're successful, we're successful. So we're here to help you build a business. If you're not sure who to call, if you lost the number, you can always call me in April and we'll help you out. Our 800 number is right at the bottom of the page, 1-800-234-9283. Our website is bobandaprilwagner.com. And feel free to reach out to us at any time with any questions, and we can help you find that person that shared the information with you in the first place. So looking forward to meeting you real soon and helping you build your business for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Have a great day. Bye-bye.